Welcome to the In Pursuit Podcast, a law enforcement business resource where we'll explore different aspects of business entrepreneurship as seen through the eyes and experiences of active, current, former, or retired officers or their spouses. Now, here's your host, Noah Ballard.
All right, welcome to In Pursuit, guys. We're a law enforcement resource podcast. We sit down with law enforcement-owned businesses, and we talk about what makes your business function, how it relates to law enforcement, what kind of skills in law enforcement you have learned and brought over to your business, and also just talking about your business. We're going to be talking about the food truck business. It's an industry that a lot of people don't know about, the hurdles to get into, what works well, what doesn't. So without further ado, I'm here with the Saldana family, and thanks for joining me, guys. Can you introduce yourself a little bit and tell me a little bit about your business, the name of your business, anything else that's pertinent?
Thank you. So my name is Brianna Saldana. And
my name is Jesse Saldana. We're both owners of La Placa Ceviche food truck.
And what does that mean? Because I don't speak Spanish.
La Placa means the badge. So just like how we wear a badge, police officers wear a badge, we uphold the law. We help people out, and they come to us looking for safety and just comfort, basically. Knowing that when they see a police officer, they know they can trust. Anyone in a uniform, for the most part. Our food, we kind of want to do the same thing. So the badge, we stand for quality. We stand for safe, clean food. Anytime you come to our food truck, there's no worries about being undercooked, sitting too long. You don't want to get bacteria growing on your food if it's not in a temperature-controlled environment. We're clean. We clean our food truck like crazy people. Yeah. Right?
That's pretty important.
It's very important.
yeah, it's like if you ever grab a white glove, you just go like this, and it's like,
yeah, we try to do that to ourselves. But that's just what we stand for, is La Placa Ceviche. We kind of just played with it around me being a police officer and things like that.
I had no clue that's what it meant.
Yeah, so
I don't speak Spanish. So.
It also means the license plate.
oh yeah, La Placa can mean different stuff.
Yeah.
My dad helped.
But it means like a badge or like...
Yes, like a license plate or, La Placa.
Yeah.
License plate.
Yep, so that's the other things we heard. But that's how we got our name started. Our history is we met in San Diego. I was stationed there with the Navy. I'm about 13 years in now. I was active duty, and now I'm reserve still. I didn't break any time, so I'm doing multiple jobs at once. I met her on base. Her mom introduced me to her.
My mom was a barber.
Yep.
Nice.
She's still a barber on 32nd Street.
Yep. So she cuts hair there. I went to her. I like her. Went to her for a long time, and she introduced me to her daughter. And here we are now.
Mom was playing Cupid.
Yeah, it's not the first time. That's how we got started.
Whatever you got to do.
There were some things happening with the Navy, just like every industry right now. Things are changing. When I first started with the Navy, it's completely, 360 degrees now.
I'm sure, yeah.
I didn't agree with what they're doing, what they wanted me to do. So I said, no more. I contacted some family out here and said, hey, is there any law enforcement that you'd recommend? I'm sorry, but they did say DPS first. And
we all know that's wrong. But.
Yeah, I know. But I looked into it. It's about 2-year waiting list for the school.
Sure.
And I said, no, what else? And they said SAPD. So contacted SAPD, flew down here a couple times, did all the testing, and I got in. So I got out in October 2018 and went to the academy in January 2019.
That's awesome. So yeah, that's really cool that the name of your business has like an undertone relation to the badge, right?
Yes.
That's really important because the badge really represents a lot of different things: trust, respect, that kind of stuff. And so there's a lot of different things that could, you can take from that law enforcement culture and put on your business. So that's awesome.
There's a lot of food trucks out there. When you go, they're not clean. Right, They don't have current inspections. They don't practice hand washing or use gloves, or they haven't educated themselves in temperature control. And there's a lot of things that go wrong, and when you go there, you get sick. And you don't want to go there again. Or
I've had my fair share.
Yeah. So you already know when you see a food truck everyone's like, oh no, it's a roach coach and you get sick.
Roach coach.
But but when you see ours, we want you to say, hey, you know, that was good food.
Yeah.
We liked it. We didn't get sick. And we want to come back again or tell your friends, just like you do a restaurant.
Well, I don't want to be worried about suing, you know.
Yeah, well, that too.
Yeah,
Sick, you know.
yeah.
That's
Everybody
another-
sues nowadays.
Yeah, for any little thing. But
And
that's
it's like when we serve the food to people, it's like we always think that they're my family. Like it's I'm serving the food to my grandpa, my uncle. You know, I make the food with love.
Yeah,
You know.
for sure.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, no, I mean, it's really important to have clean and healthy food. I mean, you know, being on patrol, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I've stopped at food trucks before and had my fair share of sick days. Also had my fair share of really good food. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of crazy how the food truck scene has exploded in the last couple of years. You know, it used to be just kind of a novelty thing. It'd be, oh, that's cute, there's a food truck. But now it's just like, I think people realize it's like, boom, it makes sense, right? It's a restaurant on wheels.
Yes, sir.
So what made you guys want to start a food truck business? What was appealing to you about it?
So
So
Did your mom tell you to do?
yeah.
So when me and Jesse met, you know, we were very adventurous. We go hiking. We went, you know, biking. We used to do a lot of rock climbing stuff. And after that, then I noticed when we were getting to know each other, he was a water boy. He liked swimming. So we decided to get a boat as boyfriend and girlfriend. Not
Nice.
even married yet. But we got how big was the boat?
21-foot center console.
Ooh,
So
Yeah, brand
nice.
so we used to go fishing on our days off. We used to go fishing every time. We would bring bags of fish for my mom. And one day my mom's like, "I'm done. We're done. You know, we have to do something with the fish." So my mom teach me how to make ceviche. So that's one of our main top.
What we're known for is ceviche.
What we're known for
Yeah.
our food trips,
Nice.
our ceviche.
Cool.
So
And from there,
we wanted to do farmers markets, but we never got
Okay.
a chance to because, you know, Jesse was in the Navy. And myself, I was a medical assistant back home. And we were always working. And after we got married, 6 months later, we got pregnant. And it just
And the
all...
hiking stopped.
yeah. Well, no,
The
it
boat got
continued.
sold.
It actually continued.
Did the boat get sold?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
No, we actually brought our 1-month-old daughter to the Sequoias.
Nice.
And we spent the night in a van in 30-degree weather with our 2 dogs, and we were hiking with her.
There you
You
go.
know, we're still adventurous.
Yeah.
We still took her on the boat. She loves the boat, and as she grew older, every time she'd see the boat, she'd always play in it and get in the water and stuff. So my kids are water babies too.
Yeah,
No,
that's
yeah.
good.
But as soon as I figured out, hey, I'm going to transition from Navy to police, we had to sell the boat just because I didn't want to travel from San Diego to here with the boat.
Sure.
So we came here, and we kept making our food for our friends and family, and we brought along the ceviche. Not only did we bring ceviche, we brought our bacon wrapped hot dogs, our mini tacos. It's just stuff
Not to be mean, but San Antonio doesn't have a lot of Mexican restaurants.
Yeah.
And
So-
Real ones.
Yeah, real ones.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And
So-
then there's a lot of people when we talk about like ceviche, they're like, "Oh, ceviche," and we're like, "No. Like, what do you like?" We always ask them, "What's your intake on ceviche?" And they're like, "Well, it's just like, how do they tell you? What do they?
It's
tell you?"
cured. So most ceviche you see in a cocktail. So it's shrimp or fish, and it's sitting in lime or lemon. It's called curing it. It chemically cooks it, but at the same time, technically it's not cooked. It's still raw,
Oh,
right?
okay.
It's only the acid that cooks it. So sometimes they leave it in too little in the lemon and lime, and they serve it to you, and it's still raw. So it upsets your stomach. You get foodborne illnesses, and you don't go there ever again.
For sure.
Or you eat the ceviche,
Yeah.
and it's rubbery and chewy, and it just tastes nothing but lime. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
the style that here in Texas that you see a lot of. Mexico, it's very popular to see that.
Yes.
And so we fully cook our ceviche. Our fish, we fully cook it.
Oh, okay.
So there's no risk of foodborne illnesses, anything like that. It is fully cooked.
Yeah, got someone peeking.
Yeah, and so we brought that here just because that's the style that they did over there in San Diego and Tijuana, things
Yeah.
like that. And we would go out clubbing, grandma and grandpa, have our kids and babysit, and we'd go out, and there'd always be a taco stand.
I'll be right back.
All right, yeah, no worries.
There'd always be a taco stand.
If you need to hide the guitar, that's fine too. Sorry, man.
Yeah, you're good. There'd always be a taco stand or a bacon wrap hot dog stand right out the club. Man, we would tear those things up. 2, 3 hot dogs, 5, 10 tacos.
Yeah.
And we kind of brought it along with us from that side. And so when we came over here, we started cooking for our family, friends, and everyone loved our food.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, man, we're not the greatest chefs in the world. We're no Gordon Ramsay.
Sure.
But, we have a passion for our food, and we have a passion to cook good food for, our guests. So then we said, okay, you know what? We thought we could do a farmer's market, and we just kind of went around, and we love food trucks. And we're like, hey, you know what? Let's get a food truck.
Yeah.
We sold our boat. We don't have anything else. We bought our house with you.
Yeah.
And just as an extra income. And we were thinking, hey, this is going to work. We can do this. If we can serve our friends and family our food and they love it, why can't we serve the public?
Yeah.
Right? And so one day.
Hold that thought. Let me tell you about my husband. My husband.
No, you missed it.
What happened? Oh,
So,
my husband's one
anyways,
of those.
when we got settled with the house. I got settled as a police officer. And then and we said, you know what? Let's do this. Right? So
Yeah.
we went out. We looked at food trucks. They're pretty expensive. We did what most people won't do in a business is make that leap. They always say, hey, I'm going to keep saving, and I'll start my business next month.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it later. And we did it. We jumped. We leaped. And we went out.
Well, we jumped a lot of.
Yeah.
It was pretty fast. And,
Yeah.
to be myself, we should have read, the food truck dummies,
Yeah,
the book for dummies.
There's
not, but
Yeah.
it's
That's
just,
why we're doing this podcast,
Yep.
because
Yes.
cops need for dummies books.
Oh, yeah,
or
definitely.
podcasts.
And I've already been asked by some officers, like, hey,
Yeah.
how'd you do it? What permits? Things like that.
Yeah.
And
We're gonna dive into some of that for sure.
that's cool. And so I wish I had that manual because it would have helped me out. Because learning from my mistakes, I won't make that mistake again.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have to make that mistake again because I've already done it.
Yeah.
But I wish anyone that's listening to this that has an interest in a food truck, come talk to us on the side, whatever, and we can kind of make you a manual for dummies for food trucks. But that's
Cool.
how we got started. We loved our food. We had a passion for food, and
we took a risk.
Yep, and we took a risk. We
Yeah.
did it.
Starting a business is
So-
definitely a risk, especially
It
right
is.
now.
And we I don't know, we have 2 kids too, and it's hard with 2 kids, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, so that kind of helped me a little bit because I was getting a little depressed because my husband was bringing in all the money, and but now that we I feel more like I can, I don't know,
Contribute.
contribute to
yeah.
the family.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
And she does. And there's times where I'm taking care of the kids, and it's just her in the food truck.
So you guys did Fiesta, right?
Oh,
yeah.
I
my
saw
God.
a lot of pictures and videos.
Yes, we
so
did.
Yes, we
What
did.
was that
So
experience
that was
like?
another leap that we took. We just we
We just kind of jumped into it.
just jumped into it.
We kind of knew what to expect
Mhm.
because as a cadet through the academy, they had us go through Fiesta.
Yeah.
So you had a
And,
little taste of it.
Yeah, I had a little taste of it. So that was in 19. We did Fiesta before COVID. Really jumped out at us. And man, it opened my eyes. I've never been to Fiesta. I'm not from San Antonio.
Yeah.
I'm from south of Houston in the 100-acre woods. And when I saw Fiesta, it was amazing. It's like Mardi Gras, for
Yeah.
San Antonio. So then COVID came out, and then we didn't have Fiesta in 20, and then 21 they had the
half Fiesta or
yeah,
whatever
half,
it was.
in September.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't have the food truck then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we opened the first of the month this year in 22, and I kept telling her, babe, it's going to be big. There's going to be a lot of people.
He
all
even
day
used his
events.
vacation for it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Excuse
So-
me?
I did that when I first started real estate.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to make more money in real estate
Yep.
than what my time cost here. I was like, I'm just going to burn my time.
I didn't want to take the chance because we have too much invested with product, and we have too much invested with a food truck
Yeah,
and
you have a
everything
certain
else.
amount of time to use it, right?
And not to be able to get into the book to take those days off for a Fiesta, because a lot of guys do.
Yeah.
They take off. They either do off duty or do other things. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna first of the year I'll put half of my vacation in for there and do it. And guess what? We did really well
Nice.
for just being 2 of us
Yeah.
working a food truck.
Oh, yeah.
There was
for
there
sure.
was another food truck next to us that had 5 people.
Oh, geez.
And they were busy, but
not as busy
everything's
as us.
distributed right within 5 people. You
Yeah.
got ordering, you got drinks, you got a cook, you got a server, all that stuff, and it's just us 2. We're taking orders, we're cooking, we're putting the orders together and making sure it's right. We're running for extra food, And
Or
man,
yeah, someone's got to go get something, then you're left by yourself.
Yeah, and you better pray to Jesus, because that happened a few times during
Yeah.
Fiesta, because we were running out of fries. I was like, go get the fries, I'll get the meat. I felt like we were like, people were like laughing at us outside, but like not on a.
we look like squirrels on crack.
They were telling us.
If you give a squirrel, meth or
Yeah.
or crack or a giant thing of caffeine, that's what we look like. We were just 100 miles a minute.
That
Like
squirrel made some money,
I felt
though.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
after I was done, every time I would look up, there was a long line waiting for us for our food truck.
Nice.
Yeah.
And after I was done doing an order, like this lady, I opened the window. I was like, the lady was like, "Calm down. I know I'm gonna enjoy my food, so just relax and take 10 minutes." And I'm like, "Okay, thank you." And people were like looking at her like, "Wow," and people were just clapping and making like having a good time. And finally, it went smooth.
Yeah.
And people kept coming and telling us, "Man, are you guys okay back there? I can see you guys are like dun dun dun
Yeah,
dun."
Yeah. But it was overwhelming to see the line, and the line never got smaller.
That's
it
awesome.
always stayed the same or got longer. And
I was overwhelmed, but I was like, you know what? If they want to wait for the food, they're gonna wait for the food.
Yeah.
And I hope, my food, they'll come back. And you know what? We had like 6 customers come back the next day.
Oh,
like,
cool.
"Hey, can I get my hamburger?" I'm like, yeah.
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 Nice.
It
I
was
didn't
fun.
get sick last night. I want some
Yeah,
more.
exactly. No, we had I think it was more than 6, but we had a lot of people come back and say, "Hey, and we remembered them. You remember faces
Yeah.
really well, and that's us as officers. We remember faces better than names. Hey, I know you. And
Yeah,
you're
it's
like,
creating
"Did I-"
that relationship with your client. 'Cause
Yeah.
then they start talking about, "Hey, where'd you go yesterday for food?" And then I'm gonna go try them tomorrow, and you just
Yeah.
snowball, right?
And that's what happened. A
That's
lot of people
awesome.
said, "Hey, someone told me about your food," and they came back. So, yep.
Well, let's talk about the actual business and dive into that. So, you guys kind of said or alluded to it. You really just dove into it and just started learning. Learning on the
As
job
we
is one of the best ways to do it. What do you think was one of the hardest things about starting a food truck business? Was it cost? Was it the logistics? Any type of permits, like that kind of stuff?
I'd say the cost of just getting a food truck and knowing what food truck to buy.
Sure.
Because there's just like models of a car. There's so many different models, an off-road, a sport, things like that of the same car but different models. Same thing for a food truck. There's food trucks that are for tacos. There's food trucks that are for hamburgers, ice cream. There's all types of different little setups.
And so like before you buy a food truck, for people out there, just make sure what you want to do first. What do you want to do? Make tacos, make salads, or hamburgers, or fried food.
Yeah, because all of them aren't the same. So what we
Sure.
did was we went out, we looked, we researched. I'm a big research guy. Before I do anything, I spend day and night researching and getting ideas, putting them together. And we looked out there. There's some food trucks available out in the city that people built already.
Yeah,
Either-
I've seen those.
Either used and remodeled or brand new and there. And those are around 30 to 40,000. Right,
great. That's expensive.
fully loaded.
Yeah.
Fully
All
equipped.
your safety stuff, all your fire, everything in there. That's around the cost. And so we kind of went a different route. And luckily, I had a classmate of mine. His uncle builds them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so in Mexico, right by I think it was Eagle Pass. It's about 30 minutes out of Eagle Pass. He builds them. So he was actually coming up here for a convention. He works with Toyota. And so we met with him. We sat down with him and said, "Hey, this is what we want." And he told us they're 100% customizable.
Oh, cool.
You build it to how
So
you
it's
want.
like we like build our own car.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
sat
yeah.
down and he was like, "Okay, so what do you want to make?" First, like I said, he asked, "What are you gonna make?"
And
We're gonna make ceviche. Oh, we're gonna do fish tacos.
Yeah.
And then he told us, "Okay, this is what I can give you."
Yeah, I
so
gotcha.
so anyways, we did sit down with him. We told him what we want to do. He gave some suggestions. We mapped it all out. Where we wanted things and where we wanted our window and our cold table, our refrigerator, our fryers and grill, and kind of make it work and flow.
So you kind of built like a little kitchen.
Correct. Yeah.
Or did like a custom kitchen,
Yep.
but on wheels.
Yep. And some of the other food trucks I found that were pre-built, they didn't work with us. They didn't flow the way we wanted them to flow.
Sure.
The fryer was over here. There was a space. I mean, it just
Now, do you think because you got it custom made, it made
our life.
the logistics a lot easier?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if that's the route you want to go, and if you have the opportunity, do it.
Yeah.
If you have one that, someone's selling to you cheap and you want to get started, whatever, and that's your only route, do it. And just kind of work around, that and make ends meet.
Yeah.
But for us, we did it. We thought in our head, hey, if we have a griddle here or serving window here, the food can be prepped, it can be cooked, it can be boxed, and it can be served. So we kind of did all that in our head, and it actually came out to be a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
So
really? So custom was cheaper?
For the most part, yeah. But at the same time...
And we had good friends. One of our friends helped us with a cool table.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. So donations, basically.
Donations, yes,
Yeah.
donations.
But other than that, it was probably about 5,000 under what a normal food truck or already built food truck
Yes.
is.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's brand new.
Right.
It's how we want it, and there's no one else's problems. As
Right.
you already know, you buy a boat, you get someone else's problems.
True.
Right? They didn't take care of it, the wiring, the engine, they didn't, do maintenance, all that stuff. Same for us. We're real meticulous on maintenance. We're real meticulous on keeping everything clean, safe, things like that. So then once we got it, it was just like we wanted, just how we drew it out. And come to find out, there's different regulations in every city and country for either fire and health. So then that's where we kind of screwed up, and we learned from our mistakes. When we got it, we were so excited, we're going to start. And then that's when we were at a peak, and that's when it went downhill. So
Because of the regulations, like permits and stuff?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And the requirements for that permit. So you have health and fire.
The requirements for your truck? Or just in general?
To vend as a mobile food vending unit
Okay.
for the city of San Antonio, you have to have a health and fire permit or inspection.
Okay.
And those have certain regulations and things that you have to have on that food truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
We didn't know that.
gotcha.
We
You had a custom built, and then when you got it, it was missing some things.
a few things. It wasn't missing
few
everything.
things.
It was still ready
It was
to go.
it was just missing one.
It was
with
just
the
ready to
fire.
go, but we didn't know about those regulations. We were kind of, not dumb, but we didn't do enough research.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's my first thing to anyone, and I guess we'll go later into this permits, is do your research for permits first,
Yeah.
and build your food truck on that.
Gotcha.
And that's how we started. I mean, again, we got the food truck, we're hot and ready, and then it just
we
went
were
all
stopped.
Yeah, it
We
went
were
all
just
down.
on pause. We were
Yeah.
just pause.
Yeah, and man, our pocketbook just kept getting lighter. Our savings kept
Yeah.
getting lighter and
Yeah.
lighter.
And
we were
then
freaking out.
Jesse would look at us like, we have to get the frozen stuff out of the freezer. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay,
You gotta start selling.
It.
Yeah.
But
So
that was the hardest thing. That was the hardest part.
Starting with the food truck, but the costs in general.
Correct.
Like the cost of the
Correct.
start. I mean, that is a big startup cost. I mean, you think just the truck, if you buy one, $40,000, I'm sure there's other startup costs, food,
Insurance.
miscellaneous.
And to be honest,
insurance.
before all this happened, we had a car accident.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes it tougher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had to buy a truck right out of
Yeah.
fast. And
My truck could pull the food trailer, but we needed a bigger truck, a full size.
Oh,
I have a
So-
Tacoma.
yeah,
that's something I
where
didn't think about.
Yeah. So then, if you have a trailer, ours is a trailer.
So
we
is
don't have
a
an engine.
1500 will tow it okay? Or
My
do you-
Tacoma.
No. Well, like a
1500.
1500 will tow it.
So
Okay.
I think the gross weight is like 3,500 pounds.
Yeah.
But fully loaded, it's about 4,200 pounds.
Okay.
With
all right.
with the fridges and with all the water and the food, it is getting there about 4,300 pounds.
Okay, yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
good.
you're gonna need a full size truck. My
Yeah.
Tacoma, it could pull it from our house to the HOA, but that's about it. But it was at that limit,
Yeah.
and so that's something else you gotta think about. Do you want a trailer or do you want one with an engine? If you want one with an engine,
Ooh.
Oh,
then
like
that's
That's more expensive.
that's
Ah,
even more
yes.
expensive. You got to think about maintenance. You got to think about inspections, and that's a
Sure.
whole different category of food truck.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Didn't think
Yeah,
about
what
that.
category we fall in?
mobile food vending unit.
Yes.
What's the
Right.
other category?
I don't know the name, and I'm not going to say it. 'cause
Yeah.
I don't know it, but once you have that engine and it's you're self-driving, then you kind of have a few more inspections.
More
Then-
hoops to jump through.
Yeah, more
of
hoops to jump
course.
through. Yep.
Awesome.
For registration, for insurance,
yes.
all that stuff. So that's the biggest cost is buying it, the cost, and then from there it was just cost after cost after cost to get the thing running.
Gotcha.
Even though we thought in our heads, hey, it's new, it's ready, it's available, throw all the food in there and the
Yeah.
liquids, and we're good. No, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Thank you, city.
yeah, it took us about a month or two just from learning from our mistakes and doing a lot of research
Sure.
to get up and running.
And I'm sure you have to keep up with that stuff, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So fire, there's our fire inspection, our health inspection, and we have one for city and we have one for county, unincorporated, right? Bear County.
Right.
So those are things that we learned the hard way. We got our city permits first, and then we went out in county and we were, doing good. We're making money. We had a lot of customers, new food truck. And then someone came up to us and said, hey, you don't have the right permits. We said, yeah, we do. We got them. And we looked into it. Guess what? Bear County has their own fire and health permit.
Of course.
It's along the side. It's along the same regulations or requirements. It's just a kind of few things are tweaked.
Oh, okay.
And their county's a lot harder than city. So
Is it really?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's usually the other way around.
No, we were the only food truck out of 7 people that day in county
That passed.
to pass our fire and health inspection.
Huh.
There's probably 2 that the fire marshal walked in, looked around, nope, and he walked out.
That's crazy.
And we looked at him like, don't come to our food truck.
Yeah, that's nuts.
But,
Well, yeah, I mean, usually everyone kind of, like with fireworks, right?
Yeah.
They're not illegal in the county. Everyone's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go pop them in the county." You would, it's just kind
less
of like
restriction.
understood like that.
No.
Huh.
No.
That's weird.
So-
I mean, maybe you got some, because in the county you got some like a lot of podunk, food truck, restaurant stuff going on.
Yep.
They're like, hey, we have to have more regulation.
Yep.
And he kind of said it a little bit, like they were trying to be more stricter.
Yeah. They're a lot more strict on things just because it is a county. They're more spaced out.
Sure.
And people,
And they were more about fire because
Yep.
they dinged us on they dinged us on one little like stain, and
it was a film. It was a grease
a
film.
film.
And
And they were like, nope.
Yeah,
they're like, no, we're just afraid for it to caught on fire,
Yeah.
which is true. We never know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so we have health and fire, and then we have general liability for businesses, which you already know of. That's part of a business. So the expenses are the food truck and trailer itself, the registration because it came from Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
We had to get a U.S. or Texas title registration. So then we had to go to I'll make it short.
No worries.
We got the tax title registration for the food trailer.
Mhm.
We had to pay, was it a 6.2% tax on, let's say.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, let's just say
At least
20.
it's a tax write-off.
Yeah.
And I'm not a financial advisor, but
Yeah.
I know it's a tax write-off.
And it is. It's a loss, and it's part of the write-offs. But 6.25% on the cost of the trailer.
Mhm.
Once we got that, then they held it hostage. They wouldn't give us a registration or title unless we had to pay it up front. No, there's no payments, anything like that.
Yeah.
So you had to pay that. So that kind of kicked us in the butt. So after we finished that, then we started on fire and health. We got everything up to code on health. So the water heater has to put out so many gallons a minute at a certain degree. I believe it's 170, 171.
Uh-huh.
I believe that's it. For so long, or fill up your 3 buckets or 1 bucket. You have to have a fridge with it has to cool under 41 degrees, right? Keep everything cold at under 41.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have everything has to be either stainless or plastic. It's a hard, durable surface. It can't be wood or anything that absorbs anything. So they had a lot of requirements for the health inspection.
Yeah.
Once we got through that, we went through fire. Now they just changed the law to where you have to have a automatic fire suppression system, or Ansel, right? Ansel is the company that we use. So basically, you see the nozzles above the fryers and the griddles at a restaurant. That's Ansel. That's an automatic fire suppression. So basically, when there's a fire, and if you're freaking out or someone doesn't know what they're doing, and that fire reaches up there, there's a thermostat up there, and it'll detect that fire, and it'll automatically, ignite. And so it'll put all the Ansel out and put the fire out, hopefully.
Yeah.
And we also have a pull switch, but that was included in the whole system. And then it also, there's a pulley to when the system activates, it shuts off our propane. So all that's required. That's the first thing.
In the city and the county.
City and the county.
Man,
Yep.
that sounds
to have
expensive.
Before you could just have fire bottles. You
Yeah.
could
I
have
think
your-
they changed it.
You could have your
2
class A, B, and C
2 years
bottle.
ago or a year ago.
I think a year, yeah.
Something.
So you have to have your class A, B, C bottle,
Yeah.
and then you have to have your class K. Class K is for flammable liquids. A lot of people don't know that. So they
No.
just your regular fire extinguisher. You can't put out a grease fire.
Oh,
It's going to make it worse.
I didn't
So,
know that.
yeah. So that's what we learned, right? So
Yeah.
you have to have a Class K, and then if you have a generator, you have to have a separate ABC bottle for
Yes.
just that generator. Yeah. You
Jesus.
see how
Yeah.
So
what
who's,
we went
everyone wants to buy a food truck, just be ready.
yeah.
Like, what the heck?
We-
Just call 911. Have the firefighters
right?
come put it out.
But we have our list now of what needs to be done to start up a food truck
Sure.
for fire and health. You have to have a no smoking sign. It was so petty that you have to have an exit sign at our window. So just in case of fire and our back door is locked, we can jump through our window to exit.
To know that you can exit at your window.
Yeah, yeah. And so there's so many things that they wanted. We got through that. We're like, okay, good. And guess what? We need our food handler's card. So you have to get
All right.
food
That was my
handler
next thing, yeah.
certification. And then one step further, the state requires you to have a manager certification, a food handler manager certification. So that was
Because you're your own manager, right?
well, at every restaurant, it's a longer course. It's a 40-hour course. So then every restaurant, it's more in depth of the type of viruses that can be transmitted from chicken, pork, beef, the times.
He's like Gordon Ramsay.
No.
Yeah.
If one of your employees are sick, if they have diarrhea, that you can't even get near the restaurant. If you have a cough or cold, you can be
Right.
there cleaning, but you can't touch food. So there's a lot of things that go in more in depth of a manager certification than just basic handling of food and temperature and things
And
like
you
that.
need this for you to
Pass the health inspection.
pass. the
Gotcha.
health-
You have to show your
So it kind of
certificate.
builds, right? Like
Yeah.
you need the food handler certification
Yep.
to be able to pass health and safety.
A commissary. So since we're a mobile food handling unit, they want to know where we get our water, where we dump our water,
And where
our
we
dirty
cook.
water, where we
Prep.
dump our grease, where we prep. All those things. You have to get a contract with a commissary.
Yeah.
So every week we go and dump our water and we dump our used oil, and we have to keep a log of that.
So, let's talk about the food handler stuff,
Yep.
because that's a big deal. I
Yes.
mean, and that also translates to just restaurant businesses like brick and mortar, that kind of stuff. How hard was it to get your we'll leave out the management part. We'll just say the basic food
$10.
handlers, $10. Did you have to do any course education? What would you have to do for that?
It was a quick.
Everything
quick
was
online
everything's
course.
online.
Yeah.
It was online, thank God.
And
Because-
it's time
yeah.
though. You can't just skip
Yes,
through, skip.
it's timed.
Everything's timed, and then you got to test it at the end.
Like they keep track of how long you're in it?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the page is actually timed, so it's a minute page.
It's like you're in school again.
Yeah.
You're in school to get your food handling.
How long do you think it took to get that?
a couple hours. I
Couple
think
hours.
4 or 6
Okay.
hours. Yeah.
All
But
right.
if you're a stay-at-home mom, have nothing
Sure.
else.
Yeah. So
But-
did both of you have to do it, or just one?
Yes, both.
Yes,
Oh,
both.
Okay.
Yes.
So whoever's handling food has to.
Anyone working in the food truck that's handling food has to have either
Their license.
one. Everyone has to have a food handler card, just basic, and then one person
As a manager.
has to have a manager at
Got
all
it.
times. So if they come and inspect you out of nowhere, you need to have both, or if not, you
Gotcha.
get a good fine. or ticket.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
have our Bible right there.
Yes.
Where anytime someone
Yeah.
comes and sees, oh, here
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, we have our inspection binder. Everything's laminated. Everything's in order. So when they do,
Nice.
every time we've got inspected, they're impressed.
Yeah.
They say, hey, we need to see this. Flip a page. Hey, we need to see this. Flip another page. They're like, you could see their eyes like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Hey, I need this. Okay, here you go. Oh, they're like, okay, we're done.
Okay, we're done.
So let's. I think we'll wrap up with locations. So we kind of we'll go back. Right. We talked a little bit about getting started, hard part. We talked about some rewarding stuff that worked out well for you guys. Permits, logistics, food handling, which is awesome stuff. How do you guys find locations? Like, do you talk to people and say, hey, can we set up a food truck? Do people reach out to you? What does that look like?
Yes, we talked word of mouth. Basically, is the best thing we have. They have food truck parks out there. We tried staying away from the parks because they do take a percentage of your sales, or
Yes.
they do like a higher fee because they don't
Sure.
want generators
Or they tell you that you cannot sell the same food as another food truck.
as another food truck. So if we have fish tacos, someone else sells fish tacos, and they're already there, we can't sell those fish tacos.
Gotcha.
Because I don't know why. You might like my fish tacos and not
Right.
his. I don't understand that. We don't mind if there's another food truck next to us that sells the same thing. We got no problem with it.
Yeah.
But for location, again, it's ordinance, and per the city and county, you have to have written permission from the commercial landowner,
Okay.
right, or commercial property. So if I want to set here on your property, I wouldn't necessarily talk to you because you're a tenant. I'd have
Yeah.
to talk to the owner of the building or property. So something signed, it doesn't have to be an official, 20-page lease. It could be one page saying, I, so-and-so, own the property.
Just like a paragraph, like written down.
Yep, and have it in your binder. So when someone comes and they say, hey, an inspection or inspector, they come and say, hey, where's, your agreement? And if you don't have it, so-and-so said I could be here. No, that's not enough. You can get fined for that. And they'll clear it up later. But word of mouth, let's say we know a place that has a lot of traffic. We'll try to go to like a gas station or school or church and talk to them. Most times they're pretty cool about it. Say, hey, $25-$30, you can set up generator and plug in, and we get written, permission and go.
And it's like a traffic driver for them, right? So I mean, they want
Correct.
you guys there because
Depending on their
it's going
business.
to bring more people over
Yep,
here.
depending on the business. So on Thursdays, we're set up at 701 South Frio.
Okay.
It's 10 West Tactical.
Yeah.
And we're there every Thursday, 12 to 7.
Cool.
And there we needed to talk to the property management and actually get a lease. So just like you do with Realty, Realty, you have that long, how many pages is it? Like 20, 30, 40 pages?
About 20, yeah.
Yeah, so we had a 20-page lease. Our paragraph was on the last page in one little spot.
And that's them specific?
Yeah, well, most commercial properties.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you actually have leases there?
Yes. And so what we did, we had to sign the lease just like buying a house.
Yeah.
And say, hey, we're only there allowed 1 day a week. We have to get general liability, so we're insured up to $1 million. I know a $20,000 to $30,000 food truck needs $1 million insurance.
I've got $2 million for
for this, right?
Room.
So it's normal.
I'm like,
when we got it, we freaked out. We're like, $1 million, holy crap, that's gonna be a lot. But it's normal, just like getting
like
insurance for your car.
Yeah.
It's one step in business. So it's a basic insurance. We got that, and then we had to let them know, hey, we're not gonna plug in, use their stuff. If we crash into the building, that's the insurance. So
nice.
That's pretty much how we get our locations. And then if we like the location, the people like us, we'll make a deal.
Gotcha.
And go from there.
So it's a little bit of a hustling, but relationship building and that kind of stuff.
Correct.
So
Yep. And so with their shop, it brings more customers.
for sure.
So either they, like at 10 West, you can get a haircut, you can get your shoes shined, or you can buy
tacos.
And tacos,
Yes.
right?
On Thursdays.
Yeah, on Thursdays. And but that's good because now people know, say, hey, I'm off on Thursdays, or hey, it's Thursday, I'm hungry, or I need to get my uniforms.
Like we know the people that go there now. We know everybody by their names. We already know everybody with their orders.
It goes both ways.
Yeah.
We help them out,
we
and they
help
help
each other.
us out. So
That's cool.
Social media, we always tag them, and they always tag us.
Yeah.
So,
Last thing we'll end on, what is the most rewarding or best thing that's come out of it so far?
seeing people smile and nod and just inhale the food that we just cooked them, and coming back for more, or like literally eating our food and be like, man, I want more, just because it was good. They come back and they say, hey, I want this again.
Yeah.
The ceviche.
The satisfaction.
Yeah, the satisfaction. Just seeing them, and then also seeing their face again the next time and knowing their order.
Right.
And that right there kind of gives you chills, because you're like, wow, they like the food. We didn't screw up on it. And it's actually good enough to where they want to come back and make it their spot.
Repeat customer.
Yep.
I never thought I would ever do this in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I never saw myself cooking for anybody, like owning a small business. Like, I think we're very proud of ourselves. Our family and friends are very proud of ourselves. And, like he says, like, people come and they're like, what do we want? And I'm like, yes, I got you.
Now, do your family members have businesses, or like, is that in your family? Is that a normal thing, or are you guys kind of the first ones, maybe?
I think we are the first ones to have a small business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
That's cool. It's a big deal.
I think my cousins, they have like they make T-shirts and stuff. But
Yeah.
I think it's a bigger business.
You're probably the first one with general liability insurance.
Yeah, for a business, yeah. And then to go off on a comment earlier, how should I say this? Our business just started out of the blue.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have done it if a lot of people kept telling us, don't do it, you're going to go in debt, this and that, it's going to tear you apart. And it didn't. Once we made that jump, and even though we had so many hurdles,
I was scared, to be honest.
Yeah.
we had so many
I'm like,
hurdles.
we got 2
could have
kids.
quit at any time.
Yes.
And we're like, man, we just got all this, but we did it. And just us being who we are, we went through it. We argued and yelled at each other a couple times, and then kids crying and this and that. It's hard, you know. But for being who we are,
And it's hard because we don't have family here.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know, we do, but you know, they work. You know, his dad's 3 hours away. You know, so we're by ourselves.
Yeah.
So we always hang off of people. You know, friends. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, our neighbors love us. You know, and we just want to make people happy, enjoy
Yeah.
our food and
That's cool.
smiles.
but yeah.
Well, I mean, that's really entrepreneurship, right? You solve problems, right? And so that's the free market that's entrepreneurship is you're solving a problem. And it doesn't have to be a crazy big problem.
Like a
the
restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. And the problem you guys are solving is good, clean food
Yeah.
and satisfaction. I mean, that's all you need to fix, and you're fixing it. So it's working well for you.
If we would have gotten a restaurant, man, we would still be doing the permits, or
Oh,
we'd
yes.
be like, we watched Kitchen Nightmares with
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay. They're $500,000 in debt, you know,
Oh,
$250,000,
yes.
$1
And
million.
that's the thing about the food truck thing is that the overhead and I mean, yeah, it is a lot to start, but compared to a restaurant,
It's-
people are realizing
yes.
like, why would I even do brick and mortar right now? You
Yeah,
know?
but
Yes.
there's a lot of things that you can get in trouble with. There's a lot of
Sure.
things that could slip. There's a lot of things that if you don't take care of it, like maintenance or clean your truck or keep everything up to par, it can go down so fast. You
Yeah.
know, the food quality can go down fast.
I believe
if
it.
you don't, if no one tells us to deep clean, but we deep clean once a month.
Nice.
If you ask any other food truck to go into their kitchen or their truck and look at their truck, they won't let you, right? Most might because they're like us, but a
Yeah.
lot of them, they won't. They don't do deep cleans. They don't clean their vents, their hood. They don't.
I've seen some.
Yeah, they don't take everything out. Our stuff is not spotless, but it's clean.
Yeah.
And no one tells us to do it, but we do it because to us, when it gets dirty, we feel bad. We're like, man, we're dirty. We don't want that to pass on to our food.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
you
yeah.
wouldn't cook in that in your kitchen. So
Yeah,
hard.
no, not at
No.
all.
Yeah.
But with the food truck, it gets greasy and grimy, and you know, food flies everywhere. And if you
But
let
we
that
still
sit,
take-
it gets bad and bugs and mold and all this. We don't want that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, every time when we shut down, we clean as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
We do our events, and then you know, we do it once a month where we say, hey, we're gonna take a day off and clean the whole freaking thing.
Awesome.
And guess what? It works because that next time when we do an event, in our heads we're like, oh crap, is this clean? Is this, and this? And we get in it and it's almost spotless. We're like, oh, we feel a lot better.
Yeah.
And it makes our event that much better.
Nice. That's
So,
awesome.
And yeah, that's who we are. And you know, if you have any problems, questions, comments, concerns, you know,
You
we're
can
always
look us
there.
up on Facebook and
Yeah,
Instagram.
let everybody know. I appreciate
Oh, yeah.
you guys
Yes.
joining me. Let everybody know where they can find you on
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram, and where you're going to be set up your hours,
Yes.
and however they get hold of you.
So I know you asked, real quick, I know you asked how does it transition from being a police officer?
Oh yeah.
Really what I've learned as a police officer is to be fair. You know, all of our values that we have in the department. We respect people no matter if you're homeless or if you're paying or if you're just someone off the street. We treat homeless the same. If they want to pay, we're going to give them the same quality food as someone else, right?
Yeah.
We have our values and we don't dip our standard just because you look like homeless or you look out of the part of a normal customer.
Sure.
And being a police officer, we have inspections, we have integrity, so all that stuff plays into our truck. And like I was telling you before, the cleanliness, the quality of the food, all that. If
The attention to detail.
attention to detail, and me being prior military, I got a lot of attention to detail, right? I'm not a clean freak, but I am a clean freak, right?
Yeah.
So it just
Got
all
that pine saw and the mop.
yeah,
every day.
fabuloso. So yeah,
Oh, man.
we really try to what I do at work or what I do on patrol.
Mm-hmm.
I really try to put that into perspective into our job, and I teach her too because she might not know a couple things that I've
Excuse
learned,
me.
and we teach each other really.
Yeah.
You know, she teaches me, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a better way to do it. And you're always
This is
open.
how you cook this.
Yeah,
Well, this
yeah.
is how you mop.
So who's the
No,
real
it's
cook?
just,
Who's
it's
the
just
real
funny because
cook?
sometimes, you know, if he's cooking or I'm cooking, because I
Uh-huh.
grill too. I'm on the grill too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do everything on the food truck, you know. Like tomorrow, well, I'll be working there tomorrow. On
Nice.
at 10 West, I'll be there tomorrow. Myself Thursday through Friday. Jesse's off with the kids. He's gonna be with the kids later. Babysitter.
Yep.
Nice.
So I'll be there tomorrow from 12 to 7.
12 to 7.
10 West Tactical, 701 South Frio.
And you're there every Thursday?
Every
Yes.
Thursday, yep.
Cool.
Yeah,
Is there
that's-
anywhere else you're there every week normally, or where do you put out any other locations?
No, since this is my fourth job, It's really hard to do events because it does take time. We do a lot of,
We
prepping.
do a lot of HOAs too, but you can follow us, like I said, on Instagram and Facebook. That's there. We have our locations there. Sometimes it's just we have to do by his book, his his
my
days
days
off.
off. So
Yeah.
I got Thursday, Friday days off, but like I'm saying, we have our one spot Thursdays and we keep Friday open for an event.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So either an HOA, an apartment, an event,
Or
a
party.
party, catering.
We're trying to get into catering, so
Okay.
if anybody wants to hire us for pool parties
Yeah.
or
Yep.
birthday parties
Stuff
or
like that.
anything.
We
Perfect.
can really only do it 2 days a week.
Yes.
Sure.
Right? I have my full-time job.
Yeah.
She has her full-time job with the kids. And then I have my military. And then, just being a dad in general.
Yeah, it takes
It's
a
hard.
lot.
Yeah. It's more than just 2 days. Or it is 2 days. But during the week, we kind of do everything to prep to do our events on Thursday, Fridays.
Cool.
So right now we just do Thursday, Fridays. No spot on Fridays. We're open. Thursdays is just our normal spot so far.
Awesome.
And we weren't really trying to have a spot,
Uh-huh.
but it kind of just fell into our hands, and we enjoy it. We enjoy being there every Thursdays
Yes, we
because
do.
people know we're going to be there and they come back.
Oh, for sure.
They make that one day to come,
Yes.
either splurge on their diet or say, hey, I want the carne asada fries.
They
or-
come
Yeah,
back for
yeah.
my beans, so ask for my beans, please.
All right, guys. Well, you heard them at 701 South Frio, Thursdays, it's 12 to 7. What's the name of your Facebook page so they can find you?
La Placa Ceviche. So it's LAPLACA and then Ceviche, CEVICHE. We have to put an SA in the end just because it's San Antonio. But Facebook, Instagram, it's the same thing, La Placa Ceviche.
Okay.
And you'll find us. You can see our menu. You can see our food. You can see all the posts that people have tagged us in. And like she was saying, we're trying to get more into the social media.
We also
So-
have our new number. We are going to post that soon.
Yep.
Phone number?
Yeah,
Yeah,
phone
our
number.
phone
Yeah,
number.
we got a business phone number.
Yes.
Nice.
So we're trying to get on Yelp, and you got to have a phone number.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, we're
We'll post
getting
that soon.
we're getting better in business, and we're getting better in posting in social media. That's a bigger thing nowadays.
Yes.
When hashtag tacos, people can find our tacos, right?
Sweet.
So if you have any tips on social media, let us know.
Yeah.
I know I've been texted by a couple of my friends saying, hey, did you geotag this or you hashtag this? And I text them back, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Can't you just post a picture and it goes out? And he's like,
Not
no,
anymore.
not anymore.
Yeah,
So
you gotta be a
now
wizard
I got a notepad with 30 different hashtags.
Nice.
And it's
Yeah,
almost
I do too.
annoying. Yeah. So we're getting better at it, but yeah, Instagram, Facebook right now, and then we're working on Yelp. We just got our phone number.
Cool.
And we're growing, so
That's
just check
awesome.
us out. If you have questions, comments, concerns, if you have anything if you want to start a food truck, call us, email us, text us, anything like that, and we'll kind of help you break through all the costs and all the permits and everything before you can actually legally start vending, because the inspectors are out there day and night.
Yes.
Yeah.
During Fiesta we had health inspectors and fire just pop on us. Like
I'm
that.
sure they were all over the place during
Yeah.
Fiesta.
And then even at night when we think it's not business hours,
Yeah.
they're still out there.
Nice.
They do their random inspections. So
They probably get quotas or commissions, I'm sure.
yeah, but if you think you can run a food truck without having all those permits,
Yeah.
you're wrong, because you're not only a danger to yourself because you don't know how to put out a liquid fire, or you don't know much about your propane. You could blow yourself up, or you could be hurting people and giving them bad food if you don't know about TCS, time temperature control, how long a food can stay hot,
Sure.
or how long a food has to be at a certain temperature. You can make people sick, and they can come back and see you.
Yeah.
So
And then your business, and they could leave you a bad review too.
Yeah.
And your
Yeah.
business just goes down from there.
Yep. And then if like for us, we're sole proprietor, and with these new tax laws and everything changing, we're probably going to go to LLC.
Mhm.
LLC is not for everybody. It does separate your personal from business, which a lot of people like, and that's what people want to go for. But also, you can just go start from sole proprietor from what we're doing,
Mhm.
and then go to LLC if you need to, if your business is growing. So
Cool.
we've had to jump through all those hoops. We know it. Talk to us, and we'll help you out.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me, guys. Thank you for those who are listening to In Pursuit. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions about the food truck industry whatsoever, the Saldana family is ready, willing, and able to answer any and all of your questions. Reach out to them on Facebook or Instagram. Check them out where they're going to be at, and they are also available for catering events on Thursdays. That's it for
Fridays.
today, guys. Oh, I'm sorry, Fridays.
Yeah.
You're at Thursdays. You're at 10 West Tactical.
Yes.
Yes, yep.
That's right. That's right.
Come by, yeah, come get a haircut, come get your
Shoe
shoe
shine and buy a gun.
buy guns, ammo, and get some tacos.
I can't get my hair cut, but I'll definitely
Oh, yeah.
get a taco
Hey,
and a
they-
gun.
they do-
That's true.
Yeah, they do
It's my
straight razor
vacation
shaves.
days, Yeah. All right, awesome. Thanks, guys, so much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
All right, thanks,
you.
Del.